Morning guys, it's 4:30 a.m. Saturday, and I'm about to head out for my big day, my big session this week. Got a 3.5 hour ride followed by a 30-minute run off the bike. All of it is zoned to keeping it nice and easy. Now I haven't made a video for quite some time, and there's a whole lot of reasons. It's been a complete shitstorm, and I'm going to tell you all about that, but I'm going to tell you about it after the session. Right now, I'm just getting some breakfast into me, getting my bottles ready, and I'm going to head out and I'm going to join a group this morning for a short part of the ride, and then I'm going to head out on my own and get the rest of the ride done. But anyway, when I get back, I'll talk a lot more about what's been going on, and I've got a lot to say, so we'll see you in a bit. Ciao. This is where I get to ride, baby. Check this out. Some cars going way too fast. Just check out the view. Woo! Isn't that beautiful? A little climb called Maitland's. That's where we're going up. But just makes the day so worth it. This is something you cannot get on an indoor trainer. I'll see you back at the house. Right, just off my bike and straight into a half-an-hour brick run. This really is it's going to be an easy run, but what it does is it helps me get used to running on tired legs. Also going to refuel. No point in doing these long 4-hour sessions if you don't have any food in you. Chat to you when I get back. Alright, I know, check it out, it's amazing. Like a few seconds ago I had a beard and now I have no beard. No, I got back from my brick run and had a shower, and then it was my wife's birthday, and one of her birthday presents was I was going to get rid of my beard because she hates it. So I did that, and I've settled in, and now we're good to go with the video. So more than a month since I've done my last video, since I've posted my last video, and as I mentioned, there are a ton of reasons why. Now they may sound like excuses, and I don't know who I'm apologizing to, because I don't, at the moment I don't think many people are watching the video. I think I'm apologizing to myself for not doing it, because I did say that I was going to hold myself accountable with these videos. So more than a month and I haven't done one. One of the main reasons is we've just moved house. Now, if any of you have moved, you'll know that's a major thing. So it was huge. We've only done it a few times, and I said to my wife, that's it, we're never moving again ever. It was a mammoth task. End of the year, moving house. Something else that happened was I got injured while moving the house. So carrying all the beds and the cupboards and moving things and putting things together, I seriously hurt my elbow. And I actually hurt it really badly. It started to get sore and I ignored it and I pushed through, and got to a point on a Saturday where my wife actually had to take me to the emergency room to get an injection because I was in so much pain. So I wasn't able to train for several weeks. For probably 2 weeks I couldn't do anything because of my elbow. It's been more than a month. I still can't swim. I'm able to run and bike now, so that hasn't been the greatest thing. What else has happened since we last spoke? Oh, I watched a documentary on Netflix called Game Changers. If any of you have watched it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, I became vegan for a week. And that, yeah. Anyway, not anymore. So yeah, I'm back into it now. Even though I'm not swimming, I feel like I'm getting back into my training. Things have settled. We're in the new house. My injury, it's starting to feel better, and I'm getting back into it. And I've spent this time looking a lot more at what I'm doing. And effectively, this training program that I'm on it's based on something called periodized training, which is a build recovery process. And I've taken a program that is designed for 40-plus-year-olds. So it's designed for people at work and they don't have that much time, and also your body can only take so much before you need to recover when you get older. So basically, what happens is for 2 weeks you build up, you do quite hard sessions, and then for a week you back off and your sessions become lighter and shorter, and then you'll build again. And over time, the distances will start to increase. So approximately 10% per week. So if you're doing, a 2-hour ride this week on your Saturday ride, next week it'll be 2-hour, 20-minute ride. And so it's built up. So I started, and my ride was around 2 hour, my long ride, and now my long ride's around 3.5 hours. So as you know, in the session that I just did, that was a 4-hour session. It was a 3.5-hour ride followed by a 30-minute brick run. Now, it's all based, as I said this earlier, on heart rate training, which I've never really done before, and it's been quite interesting. This heart rate training, and probably one of the most interesting things to me is that for years I've been cycling. I've done triathlons for a couple of years now, but for years I was a cyclist, and I did 80%, 90% of my training and riding in zone 3. Because it's that slightly uncomfortable zone. You're not pushing max, but you're not relaxing, and you feel like you're still doing something. And from what I'm gathering and what I'm reading, that zone 3, it's really junk miles. Virtually none of my training in this program is done in zone 3. It seems to me it's based on effectively the 80-20 principle, the training program I'm doing. So 80% of my training is done in zone 1 and zone 2, which is your aerobic state, and 20% of my training is done in zone 4 and 5, which is your threshold state, where you're really building up your strength and your thresholds. So the majority of my training is actually being done in a very low kind of heart rate, which is a relaxed aerobic state. What happens is that when you go out of zone 2 into zone 3, you go out of your aerobic state, so you're not building your aerobic threshold. And you're not going hard enough to build, your strength, your power threshold. So they're kind of junk miles, which is really interesting. So I'm going to be very interested to see what happens. What I have noticed is that, for example, with my running, when I do my long slow run, which is zone 1, zone 2, I'm finding that my average pace is definitely coming down in those heart rate zones, which is effectively, I think that's the outcome that you're looking for. Now, with this heart rate based training, it's so different to what I'm used to doing. I have found that there have been a couple of issues that I'm needing to deal with. The first is that I'm finding it hard to ride or run or do anything with groups, which I really enjoy doing. And the reason is the group might be pushing a little bit harder than where I should be in zone 2 ride, and then I end up sitting in zone 3, which is not great. And also, if I'm doing a speed session, I want to go out hard for a minute or two and everyone's relaxing, and so it doesn't really work. I'm able to do my aerobic rides with some of the groups, but a lot of the sessions I can't. So number one, I'm doing a lot of my training solo, which I don't have a problem with. I don't mind that at all. But the other thing that I actually really had a hard time with in the beginning is if I was riding along on say, one of my longest, slower zone 1 and zone 2 rides, is when a group comes past me, I find it really, really hard not to go after them. It's in my nature. I want to race, and when I see people coming past, my knuckles get white, and I want to go after them, and I've got to force myself to hold back, which is quite a strange dynamic for me. But at the end of the day, it's also fine. And the other thing is, before, and it may sound strange again, when I would go onto Strava, if I was doing a run, it would be right from the start. I'd want to get out and go because I was so focused on my average pace for the run. Whereas now I got to go out and I got to do 15 minutes warm up, which is really, really slow, and then I'll get into some intervals, and then there's a warm down. So at the end of the day, your average pace doesn't look great, but that's what I'm needing to do, and I've got to it's taken me quite a lot mentally to get around this aspect of your hard's got to be hard, but your easy's really got to be easy. And that's been the hard part for me, the easy, not the hard, because I don't mind going hard. It's the easy part, which has been quite interesting for me. So yeah, those are a couple of the things that I've been having to deal with when it comes to the heart rate based training. But all in all, it hasn't been bad. The one session that I find I kind of have to do on the indoor trainer is my HIIT session, the high intensity interval training session. I have one of those on the bike a week. And when you're going 60 seconds flat out, followed by a 30-second recovery, followed by 60 seconds flat out, and it's really hard to do that out on the road. So I find that I do that on the indoor trainer. I don't like it. I've never liked the indoor trainer. However, and I say again this, however, there are a couple of things that I'm finding with the structured plan, which are quite cool, is that the sessions seem to go a lot quicker when you're following a very structured program. So if it's on for 60 seconds, off for 30, recover for 1, blah, 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 you're so focused on what you're doing, before you know it, you blink and an hour's gone on the trainer. And it seems to go quicker than just sitting there and kind of hammering along for half an hour or 40 minutes, which feels like a lifetime on the indoor trainer. And also the swim sessions, interestingly enough, not that I've done one for a while, I really dislike swimming in the swimming pool. I don't like it at all. I love open water swimming, absolutely love it. Swimming is actually, it turned out to be one of my strongest disciplines, and I love it. But in the pool, when you're doing sets and structured drills, the session also tends to go a little bit quicker. And again, in the pool, it's something else. I've been forced to not focus on my average pace, but focus on quality training. So this is effectively, what it's done for me. So here we are, 4 months to go to Ironman South Africa, Ironman Africa Champs South Africa in PE. And I must say, I feel a hell of a lot less fit than I did last year. But bearing in mind, last year I was doing the run up into the half Ironman in East London, which takes place in January. So, at this point I was heading up to peaking. So I feel a lot less fit now than I did last year. But last year I also kind of peaked at the half Ironman, and then I fell apart a bit afterwards. So I'm hoping that with this training program, 4 months to go, that I've still got enough time to build up that base, get in the power and the strength, and get over that finish mat in the Ironman South Africa. So yeah, that's a little summary of where I am with this training program. And I promise I'm going to try and make more videos for myself, and so I can look back in a couple of years and watch this series and think, wow, how did you do that, man? But anyway, okay guys, cool. Please, if you enjoy the videos, go ahead, like the channel, or follow the channel, and I'll do my best to continue to put some content on. The next video, I'm going to be doing something pretty cool, and I'm going to be talking about something that has been debated to death when it comes to cyclists and triathletes. But we'll wait till the next video to share that. Take it easy, enjoy yourself out there, be safe, chat later, ciao.